Hey guys, Metal here. Today I wanted to talk about some Rainbow Six news with you. So what I wanted to cover was both of the new operators that are going to be coming in April, I think, probably, and the ESL accepting Fairfight bans in their tournaments. So to start off, we're going to talk about the new operators. So there's two new operators that are coming. They are going to be US Delta Force, I'm pretty sure, or some other similar US counterterrorism unit. They're definitely going to be American. The Defender is able to place cameras, which is something that people have been requesting since the betas. I think it could be very useful. The cameras that are in the game now are almost irrelevant in high level play because you're just gonna people know where the cameras are and they're just gonna shoot them out. Some maps you can shoot out the inside cameras from outside the building. I mean they're almost completely irrelevant unless someone just slips up and forgets about them. Then they rarely make a difference in the game. So I'd really like to see that. It depends how powerful she's going to be. Depends on how noticeable the cameras she places are, right? So if she places them on the wall and they're big and ugly and they have flashing lights on them and they're loud, then I don't think she's going to be very useful. But if they're like the regular cameras or maybe even less noticeable, then I think she could be very, very strong and almost a must-have pick for the defenders. So it just really depends on how Ubisoft wants to balance it. I could see them going either way. Honestly, I think that they're probably going to lean towards making her a weaker operator with the cameras being very noticeable. Honestly, I hope it's the other way around. I'd really like to see more defenders that really can change the game up. Because right now you only really have Rook, and Rook is really the only defender that's all that important. All the other ones you can go with or without. The offense operator has some sort of ballistic shield mounted on the side rails of his rifle. Now, this operator seems like he could be very strong in a slaying role. It really depends. I'm sure his vision is going to be somewhat restricted by those giant things hanging off the sides of his rifle, but at the same time, they will add protection to him, so I think that is going to be massively useful. If a player has really strong aim, I could see them pushing into a room and taking out everyone because of that, because of the extra defense that adds. And especially if he's a heavy armored operator, he's going to be a really strong pick for like the entry frag type roles on high level teams and just in general matchmaking. That being said, I don't really. I mean, what I just said about the defensive operators, there's not many defensive operators that really change up the game. I feel like the opposite's true of the attackers. There's so many great picks on attack that it's really hard to decide who you want to be. So, I mean, we'll see because he's got some strong competition. Even if he's a really strong character with those shields, he's already got some pretty tough competition from the other attacking operators like Thermite, Ash, Thatcher, Twitch, all these very strong characters with powerful weapons who can really change up the battlefield. So then my other thing that I wanted to talk about was how the ESL is going to be accepting Fairfight bans. So if a player is banned by Fairfight, they will not be allowed to participate in ESL as long as that ban is still in place by Ubi. I think this only applies to Rainbow Six Siege, not other games protected by Fairfight, but that is really cool to see. And I'd actually like to see Ubisoft do the reverse. That is, if a pro player gets banned by ESL Wire, I'd like to see Ubi ban them as well from their own matchmaking. I doubt that's ever going to happen, but we really do need some sort of anti-cheat in Rainbow Six Siege that actually looks at the programs running on the computer instead of just looking at stats like Fairfight does. Because, I mean, as long as you're not completely ridiculously blatant, I don't think you have much to worry about with Fairfight banning you, because there's going to be a level where you can't really tell the difference between a high level player who is very good at, predicting where people are and consistently getting headshots and things like that. I don't think there's an effective way, especially for a computer, to tell the difference between that and someone who is walling. So we'll see. I mean, if you watch the gameplay of them, you can kind of tell because they'll be looking at people through walls and things like that. They won't check corners like a normal skilled player would. They won't go in a room and check every corner. They'll look directly at the guy. So I mean, I'm sure that there's a way that they can code that, but I don't think that Fairfight does a particularly good job. That's my opinion, at least. I've run in a lot of hackers on ranked. It makes me not really want to play this game that much, to be honest. That's why I've been playing just about only casual lately. Anyway, guys, so those have been the Rainbow Six news going on in the community recently. I hope you guys have enjoyed my thoughts and opinions on them. Definitely leave a like if you have, and subscribe if you want to see more tips and commentaries from me in the future. Have a great one.